Hello everyone, my name is Hal, Quail Studios Guitar. How are you doing today? Glad you could come on and be with us. Let's see who's here. Chimp is here from Scotland. I don't know how to do a Scottish accent. Very good. And Bob is here. Thank you, Bob, for helping us out today. And Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne. Thanks very much. So today we're going to talk about 3 levels of learning songs, and I hope I can keep this all straight. Let's see. Whenever a person is wanting to learn a song, how do you go about it? I'll tell you what I do here. Let's see. Let me get something up here so I can look at it. Here we go. We're going to use Three Dog Night, Never Been to Spain as an example. And learning a song quickly, one of the things that I do is when I think about a song, I want to know what key it's in. Now, there's been several times that somebody has come up to me or called me and said, hey, can you do this song? And it's only like a day or two before, or maybe it's even a few hours before, and it's like, oh, I've never heard that song before. What do I do? So learning a song quickly, we have to find out what key it's in and what are the basic and primary chords and things like that. Before the internet, it was harder, of course. You either had to get the music or listen to the song and figure it out yourself or something like that, which I did many times when I was a teenager. I couldn't afford to buy all the music that I wanted to, so I tried to figure it out for myself. But one of the things that someone said to me on a comment on a video that I did, the guy said, I've seen this a million times before on YouTube. People that teach doing it 70% instead of giving it 100% that the song like this deserves. And I think this person was talking about how I sometimes teach a song in a very basic way. Or perhaps I stop after teaching the basic elements of the song. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's all we need. And everything else is basically the same. So whereas some people want to be told everything, how to play the guitar parts all the way through and all that kind of stuff, that's really not how I think about things. I'm not really interested in how a guitar player plays the song all the way through from the beginning to the end on the record. I'm not interested in the I'm interested in the introduction, and I'm interested in certain iconic riffs in that song that give the song its identification. But I'm not interested in every nuance that a particular guitar player has put into a particular song. There was a time when I was in a band and I got into a band and I said, do you have a gig? And they said, yeah, we have a gig in 3 weeks. And I said, how many songs do you know? They said, we don't know any songs. How many songs do we need? 30 songs. Well, you know what? You don't learn every note that a guitar player did on a recording for 30 songs in 3 weeks. It's just impossible to do. So you have to put your own spin on it. So I was teaching Jeff yesterday, and I had sent him a tab that I did on Three Dog Night's Never Been to Spain. Well, I never been to Spain, right? And I listened to the introduction and written the guitar part out as close as I could to the original recording. And when I was teaching, or when I taught Never Been to Spain on video, I wrote in the description, this is what I wrote. You can go look at it. This is an arrangement for one acoustic guitar and voice. You can, of course, play this on any guitar, and the intro for this song is an arrangement of the original version. And what I mean by that is I am making an arrangement for a solo guitar that includes the bass part as well as the guitar part, right? And some of the rhythms in the guitar part may not be what the guitar player is actually playing in the original recording, but it reflects the overall rhythm of the song, which may include some of the drum rhythms or the rhythms that may come from any other instruments that are found in the song. This is the way that I arrange all of my solo guitar arrangements, because there are so many times when I'm playing a gig that I'm playing solo, or with just a bass player, or with a couple of singers. And when there are more instruments playing with me in whatever ensemble that I'm playing in, then I stop playing complex guitar parts and I simplify my part and let the other instruments take the responsibility for their parts. Let's take Three Dog Nights, Never Been to Spain, as an example, because it's an easy song theoretically. And I'll show you how I approach a song. And so today, in modern day, what I do is I might go to, let's see here. Let's go to Ultimate Guitar. And let me put that on the screen for you. And I'll put myself up in the corner here. And so this is Ultimate Guitar, and they've got some choices here. So they've got a version 2 that's got 831, I guess people give it a 5 stars or something like that. There's another version that has 186. They both say chords, and then there's a pro version. Let's go to this one right here, and this says the difficulty is beginner. Here, let me move that down a little bit. It's a beginner, it's in standard tuning, no capo, and here are the chords, E, A, and B7. Now, okay, it doesn't tell me what key it's in, so I have to guess. So E, A, and B7. Now, if I go to my book, some of you have my book. In fact, let's pull up my book right here. Here's the lead sheet that I did in my book, and you'll notice that it has E8. Now, let's go back to the other sheet just for a second. If we scan it, E, A, E, A, E, B7, and I look at these chords, and the only thing that it has in the whole lead sheet is E, A, and B7. Now, what key is the key of E? Well, let's go to my book, and let's go to the major scales at the bottom of the book, the back of the book. Let's see if I can find those really quick. They're down here somewhere. There they are. Here's the major scales. In fact, I could make those a little bit bigger so you can see them a little bit better. These 5 scales right here, C, G, D, A, and E, those are major scales. Those are the guitarist's favorite scales. So we go down to E, we'll notice that E has, in the first column, we have an E, the fourth column we have an A, and the fifth column we have a B. That's 1, 4, and 5. Those are the primary chords in that scale. E, A, and B, or B7. Right? And let's go back to that tablature. Excuse me, it's a lead sheet, not really a tablature. Well, that's what they've got, right? I've heard the song before, and it says right here there's an E chord right at the beginning. Well, I know that there's no chord at the beginning of that song. It starts like this. Well, I've never been to Spain, right? Well, I've never been to Spain. That's how it starts, right? So it's not, there's no E chord right there at the beginning, like right there. There's no E chord. It's like this. Right? I know that. Let's go to another version of it. Okay, here's one. It says difficulty beginner, no capo, standard tuning, and A, E, and B7, same thing. Here's some, here, let me put those a little bit bigger on the screen so you can see. Here's some strumming. And to tell you the truth, I looked at this a little earlier, and I was thinking 1, 2, you know, it's like 16th notes right there, and it's so confusing. I honestly tried to play this particular strumming pattern. I don't know, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing to me. So, yeah. And they've got 3 different strumming patterns. That last one, let's see what it says. Okay, there's no strumming pattern for that one. Let's go to the official document. This is the official pro version. This one says it's in the key of E, same tuning, no capo, A, E, and B. Okay, it doesn't say B7. But we know that if we're playing in the key of E, the 5 chord can be B, or a B chord like this, or it can be a B7. And we can play B7 down here, or here, or here, if you know your bar chords. And there's a strumming pattern right there. Let me put that bigger on the screen so you can see it. There's our strumming, there's our strumming pattern, and it goes like this. Down, up, down, up. Let's see. Let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's their strumming pattern. It says whole song. And right there it has an A chord right at the beginning. This is the pro version. Well, I know that's not how it goes. I mean, it does an A note, right? But, you know, that's not it. Let's go to the tablature version in the Pro. Okay, what do we got here? We got, boy, it's really interesting because they've got a vocal, they got backing vocal 1, backing vocal 2, they got a lead guitar. If I look at the lead guitar, this is the only thing they've got there. And then the next one, right, that's all they've got. Let's see here. And then I go down to rhythm guitar, and the rhythm guitar is not playing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 measures. So there's no help there. What do I do at the beginning? There's a slide guitar and a solo guitar and a piano right hand solo guitar. That's probably the lead. There's nothing on solo guitar at the beginning. So what do? It's crazy. Well, the first thing that I do, let me put myself back on the screen here and talk to you about this. One of the things I do is I take out, I love the computer. I'm just going to do this on my phone really quick. So I downloaded Never Been to Spain. I'm going to do it not very loud because, you know, I get hit with a copyright thing. You might be able to hear this sort of in the background. So one of the things that I would do is I would probably, let me take off the reverb on that. Because so I'm listening to it. Now that beginning part, there's no drums or anything there, but when it gets into the drums, then I listen to the drums. Now when you listen to the drums, there's when it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You hear those snare hits on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of the things that I do when I'm playing solo guitar is I make sure that my strumming goes along with the feeling of the song, not just, you know, what is the guitar doing? Because if the guitar is just, excuse me, especially when you're playing with a whole bunch of people, you don't want to overplay. You know, Tim Pierce talks about this in his videos. You want to lay back and you want to really, you know, be tasty and all that kind of stuff. But for a solo player, you need to do that. And what I like to do is I like to play the bass note. In fact, let me do it with my finger. Let me go back to my lead sheet just so I'm going to remind myself what I'm doing here. Let's see here. I lost my lead sheet. Well, I've never been to Spain. All right, this will find it really fast. Here we go. Let me put it on the screen so you can see it like that. This is my lead sheet. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll do something, well, I've never been to Spain, but I kind of like the music. Just getting a feel for the timing. Insane there. And they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it. Never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Well, I've never been to England, right? I'll make sure that I know what the timing is on the chords and that kind of thing. And as a beginner, that's very, very good to be able to do that. Now, let me give you a little secret about what happens when you're listening to a piece of music. When you listen to a piece of music for like 10 minutes, if I turn on Never Been to Spain, I know you can't hear this very well, but that's when you listen to it and you just play along with it like this, you get a really good feeling for the rhythm, and I like to get the rhythm guitar. So I was teaching Jeff yesterday, I think I mentioned that, but in fact I sent him my lead sheet and he said, you know that the lead sheet is not what you played on your video. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, well, no, it's not what I was playing on my video, is it? Because I kind of did something a little different. Right here. Like on this part. I did something like that. He really liked it. The actual part is like something like that. Sorry. But I'm actually adding in the bass line. Not all of it. So one of the things that I'm going to do in my book, I didn't put the tab in this version. I just sent out the version, the April version of my book today, just before the live stream. I'm going to redo the tab, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to write it out the way I did it on my video, and then I'm also going to write it out the way they do it, so you can decide which way you want to do it. Let me look at questions, see if there's any questions with what we're doing here. Dwayne is here. Chimp is here. Let's see here. Who else is here? Yes, I do live. It says yep. Yep. Are you a new guy? Thanks to you, I learned a lot. Well, thank you very much. Thank you sincerely. What a luck that you popped up in my feed. I did not know you do live. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We do live every Thursday at noon. 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm located in Mountain Time. So it's noon Mountain Time here in the United States. I'm in Idaho. So, it'd be 11 o'clock in California. And, oh, thank you very much. Whoa, thank you very much. I'm blown away. $100. It looks like it's Czech. I don't know how much that is. And it says 100. Hello, Lisa. How you doing? You just popped up in my feed. Whatever that is, I don't know what that is in dollars in the USA. But man alive, whatever it is, I don't care if it's like $1 or $10 or $100 or what. But it's just fantastic. So. Czech, yes, Czech, CHCZK. I understand. Really appreciate you guys. So it's a lot later there. I know it is, because it's like, what, 8 or 9 hours? You're in the evening time. I'm at 12:21 p.m. and you guys are probably around 8:21 or 9:21 or maybe even 10:21, depending on the Czech Republic is. Okay, so let's get back to talking about this song. So let me pull up my notes and see what else I need to talk about here. So what I mean by the different levels of complexity is that, first of all, you need to find out what chords you've got. And this particular song has 3 different chords, E, A, and B7. And you can play it like this, E, A, and B, or B7, or you could play it E, A, B, or B7, right? You can do it any way you want. This is a nice way to do it, for beginners especially, because it's an open position chord. And you can do it just, I've never been to Spain, and I kind of like the music. A lot of times what I do, when I don't have time to learn a song really all the way through and learn all the, iconic riffs and things like that, I just do the best I can. I look at the chords, I figure out the timing and that kind of thing, and I just play it. And so, and as I learn it, as I play it over and over and over, and I listen to it also, because I listen to a song a lot to be able to get it into my head. And as I listen to it, I go, oh, wait, I'm missing that one part. Let me do that part too. And I'll figure out what a part is. I did that with Here Comes the Sun. When I was a teenager, a young teenager, I just played the chords and that was it. And as I got older, and even up until, after I've been playing for 30 years, I realized, hey, there's a lot of complexity that I would like to put in there. So I did that. So let's see. So you got basic chords and lyrics. And that's what I have in my book. I've got, just a basic chords in there. The lead sheet is just super basic, and there's no complexity in it. Let me pull that up again. It's just like this. That's all it is. That's what it looks like. It tells you where the chords go in relation to the lyrics, right? Oh, that's something else. So I will get the tablature. And if you're a supporter of mine, you are automatically got the tablature, a few days ago, because I put it out there. But I'm going to change it again, and that's okay. All right, so let's see. Very good. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your donation. You can also donate to me at PayPal. Or, you can send a check if you really want to. Just get in touch with me, lessonswithhal@gmail.com. You can get my book. And tell you what, if you will email me, lessonswithhal@gmail.com, I will send you my book for your donation. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see here. What else do I have to talk about? Oh, yeah. So as we get more complex, so I like to find out what kind of key I'm in. What are the primary chords? Primary chords are those main chords like E, A, and B7 are the primary chords in that song. There are no secondary chords. There are no different chords. We don't have to worry about that. I want to know if it deviates from those chords, a song. If the answer is yes, then how does it deviate? Does the song change key? This particular song does not change key. It stays in the same key. In fact, the progression, let me go back to it here and show you really quick on the screen. It's basically just verse 1, verse 2, well, I've never been to England, verse 3, well, I've never been to heaven, and then, I don't have any more written there. Then there's a lead where the chords, like this, right? And so it goes along, and it's the same chord progression for the lead, and then it goes back and does the first verse, and then it does the last verse, well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. So it's really the same thing all the way through. There's like 6 different parts. First verse, second verse, third verse, lead, the last 2 verses, and that's it. And it's all the same chord progression all the way through. So it's pretty simple. I love this song. It's so fun, and there's so many different things that happen to it. And one of the things that I like to do, and I noticed that in this song, you'll notice in the chords right there, the A chord, in the lead, they do something like this. Right? That's a sus4 chord. And they also do this. Wait, that's the wrong one. E sus4. Right? So you can actually go, well, I've never been to England, but I kinda like the Beatles. Well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Needles. Can you feel it? Must be real. It feels so good. It feels so good. Right? And so you can play along with it. You can play around with it and not just keep it, doing the same thing all the time. So that A sus4, E to E sus4, A sus4, E sus4, B7, A, E. Now you don't have to do the sus4s all the time, but it's fun to throw them in every once in a while. You don't want to overdo things like that. But it's really fun to, just play it. Now when people are listening to you, and if you're singing, they really are focused on the singing more than anything else, unless they're guitar players like you guys. Then you're listening to me and you're like, did he play that right? But people that don't play an instrument really want to hear what's going on with the vocal, and that's more important than anything else to them. Let's see. So we already talked. So I talked about the strumming being influenced by the drum patterns. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can develop any kind of strum that you want that feels good that you can do. And it's, like I said, on your level, whatever your level is, then you can make it simple. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. Well, they tell me I was born there. They really don't remember. Okay, so that's how you kind of do the level of complexity. You find out what the chords are, simple, you make sure that you get strums and that kind of thing. Now, usually when I do a video and I talk about certain songs and I'm teaching songs on video, I like to go over a strum. But we don't need to be locked into one strum all the way through. In fact, if you think you are, that's really not the way it is. Because we can do something really simple. Here, let me pull up the lead sheet one more time and kind of give you... I'm not going to show it to you this time. I'm just going to think about it as I'm looking at it. You could do something like, well, the song actually, well, I've never been to Spain, but I kind of like the music. Say the ladies are insane there, but you don't know how to use it. They don't abuse it, never gonna lose it, can't refuse it. Well, I've never been to England, but I kinda like the Beatles. Well, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Nevis. Can you feel it? Must be real. It feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. Well, I've never been to heaven. Right, and you can get more complicated as you go along. Okay, so that's what we do. Let me see if there's any questions or any comments. Dean says, adding the sus4s feels like adding a little dessert to the meat and potatoes. It's really true. Fantastic. Oh, Yep says, I got older. I guess you've been looking at me for a while, huh? Fantastic. Very, very good. He says, by the way, I watch you for years, so I feel like sending just this. Thank you very much. I really appreciate any support that anybody gives. And some of you are good friends, and I'm sure that all of you are supporters in one way or another. If you can't afford to give any money, then share the video and subscribe and things like that. That always helps. And share it with other people and let people know about me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Really love you all. And I'm going to go and talk with my supporters. And the way you do that is you get on my email list and I send you a link and we can hang out. We're going to hang out over at something called Rock Out Loud. And we have usually different people there and we talk about stuff. Sometimes we talk about exactly what's going on with the song that we just talked about or other questions. Sometimes we talk about the weather for a few minutes. All right. Thank you very much for coming. We'll talk to you later.